Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Minal Sharma and today's topic for discussion is the basics of DNA and its structure. Many of you might wonder why we look alike our parents and not our neighbors. This is because we inherit DNA from our parents and not from our neighbors. So, the DNA is basically responsible for who we are. The DNA is responsible for our looks, for our behavior, for our nature, for how we look and all the things. So today we are going to discuss on this topic, the basics of DNA and its structure. So let's start the topic. So the first question is, what is DNA? The DNA is a long polymer of deoxyribonucleic acids. What is a polymer? Polymer means poly and mer. Mer means a single unit and poly means many. It means a single unit is repeated many a times and it forms a polymer. So, DNA is formed of deoxyribonucleic acids repetition and the length of DNA varies among various organisms. The length varies according to the organisms. For an example, you can take E. coli or Escherichia coli, which have 4.6 into 10 raised to power 6 base pairs of their DNA content. So, this is the basic of DNA. What is the DNA formed of? Now, what is the structure of polynucleotide chain? So, here we are discussing about polynucleotide chain. Nothing to worry about. The DNA is a polynucleotide chain. It is a chain of several nucleotides attached together with some strong chemical bonds, and we are referring to DNA or a polynucleotide chain to be the same. And what is the structure of this polynucleotide chain? It is composed of basic three components, which are nitrogenous bases, a pentose sugar, and a phosphate group. So let's discuss these one by one. First are the nitrogenous bases. So these are of two types, purines or pyrimidines. Now purines and pyrimidines are again of different types. For an example, purines consist of adenine and guanine bases and pyrimidine consist of cytosine, uracil and thiamine. What are these purines and pyrimidines? Here is a little knowledge about them. So purines are dicyclic compounds. It means they are consist of two cyclic structures in their structure normally, and pyrimidines are monocyclic compounds. It means they have only a single ring in their structure, and purines have two rings in their structure. To learn it or to remind it, you can learn like this. Purines being a shorter name, it will consist of two rings, and pyrimidines being a longer name consist of a single ring. So purines are adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines are cytosine, thiamine and uracil. I have mentioned the scientific names of these along with them, and the names are depending upon their structures also. You can look into their structures to get the names more clearly. Now, what is a pentose sugar? The sugar in a DNA backbone is deoxyribose, while the sugar in an RNA molecule is a ribose sugar. Basically, there is a single difference between these sugars, which is the presence of a hydroxyl group. Now, so this is basically a difference between these both sugars, and ribose is consist of a hydroxyl group at 2' end, and there is no hydroxyl group in deoxyribose sugar. This is the basic difference, and you can find ribose sugar in the RNA backbone and a deoxyribose sugar in a DNA backbone. Now, what is a nucleoside and a nucleotide? So thiamine is present in DNA and uracil is present in RNA in place of DNA. Both are pyrimidines. There is a single difference in them, that you will find a thiamine in DNA, and at the place of thiamine you will find uracil in the case of RNA. So what is the nucleoside and nucleotides? So nitrogenous base, as we have discussed, when it is joined with a pentose sugar, only a pentose sugar, so it will form a structure which is called as nucleoside, and the nitrogenous base and a pentose sugar is joined by N-glycosidic linkage. Now Some examples of nucleosides are adenosine, deoxyadenosine, guanosine, deoxyguanosine, respectively. Now you can tell me what is the difference between these adenosine and deoxyadenosine, guanosine and deoxyguanosine, respectively. Now, what is a nucleotide? When a phosphate group is attached to a nucleoside at the 5' OH group through a phosphodiester linkage, then this nucleoside turns into nucleotide. This is the basic difference. Next is, how is then DNA chain formed? We have discussed the basic components of DNA one by one, the nitrogenous bases, the sugar, and the phosphate group. And now how this DNA chain is forming, how this DNA is growing, how these polynucleotides are being added. So as you can see in this picture, there are two ends. On your left hand side there is a free 5' end, and on your right hand side there is the 3' end, and there is a phosphate group on the 5' end and a hydroxyl group on the 3' end. Now the new member, that is a new nucleotide, will be added on the 3' end, and this hydroxyl group present here and the upcoming nucleotide will show an interaction and form a phosphodiester linkage, and thus new member will be added in this growing chain, and the length will subsequently increase as per the requirement. So this is the very basic, that how is this DNA chain is growing, how is this nucleotides are being added to the chain. So in this way DNA chain is growing, the new members are being added, and the polynucleotide chain is being growing. Now you understand that the direction of the growth of DNA chain is 5' to 3' direction. You can easily understand it as the new member is being added to 3' end only, so the chain is growing in 5' to 3' direction respectively, and the new members are being added to 3' end only. In this way the DNA chain is growing. So this is very basics of the DNA and its structure, and I have give you a little hint about the growth of the DNA chain. The further videos will consist of the Watson and Crick model about the DNA and their application and subsequent topics also. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos.